This is an iHeart podcast.
Wells Fargo is proud of the important role they play for their customers, their communities, and the U.S. economy, covering more rural markets than many large banks and nearly 30% of branches in low or moderate income census tracts. Also proudly serving more than 10% of small businesses nationwide. Wells Fargo, the bank of doing. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/say-do. Wells Fargo Bank N.A., member FDIC.
Member Week is here at Lowe's. Don't miss your chance to get up to 40% off hundreds of items like paint, faucets, vanities, doors, and more. Shop our exclusive deals happening in-store and online now through July 18th. Not a member? Join My Lowe's Pro Rewards for free today and get ready to save more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Hello, from Wonder Media Network, I'm Jenny Kaplan, and this is Womanica. This month we're talking about maritime madams. Whether through scientific study, aquatic exploration, or legendary prowess, these women harness the power of the bodies of water that cover our Earth. It's Hawaii in the mid-1800s. The archipelago is not yet a state, but instead a sovereign kingdom. A young girl of noble status has been given a duty to serve the nation and uphold its customs. What she doesn't know yet is that someday soon these obligations will be tested. Today's Womanican weathered America's colonization of Hawaii and became a steward for cultural preservation and a leading expert in native water rights. Please welcome Emma Kaʻilikapuolono Metcalf Nakuina. Emma was born on March 5, 1847, and grew up in the valley of Manoa on Oahu, Hawaii. Her father was an American sugarcane planter from New York. Her mother was a native Hawaiian chiefess from a long lineage of nobility. This ancestry gave Emma the title of kokoali'i, a term that refers to a status between royalty and commoner. This rank afforded her a comfortable life with access to land, money, and an extensive liberal education with private tutors to boot. But being a kokoali'i also came with responsibilities to the land and its people. Emma grew up during the Kamehameha dynasty and received direct orders from Kamehameha IV to learn traditional water rights and customs. During his reign, Emma saw to everything the king asked of her, and in doing so befriended Queen Liliuokalani. She was a member of the queen's various women's clubs and even traveled with her. By the time Kamehameha died in 1863, he had appointed Emma the custodian of the laws of the Kamehamehas. She was 16 years old. Emma went on to study at Oahu College throughout the 1850s and 60s. In 1867, she married Frederick Beckley, a fellow kokoali'i. Together, they had 7 children. Throughout their marriage, Emma prioritized raising her family. But when Frederick died in 1881, Emma was left in need of income to support herself and the children, so she got to work. Emma was appointed by the Minister of Foreign Affairs as curator of the National Museum and Library, or as she called the role, curatrix. Informed by her knowledge of ancient laws, she cataloged the museum's artifacts and turned a once unkempt and overlooked collection into an impressive museum. She also began to publish writings about traditional Hawaiian fishing methods. For 5 years, Emma poured her heart and soul into the museum. But in 1887, it was shut down as a consequence of the Bayonet Constitution. The infamous agreement stripped the Hawaiian monarchy of much of its power. It also signified efforts by white power brokers to westernize the Hawaiian kingdom. The museum, and all of Emma's hard work, landed in the hands of American missionaries. After losing this part of her livelihood, Emma remarried to Moses Nakuina and went on a writing hiatus. It wasn't until 1892 that she regained her stature, becoming a commissioner of private ways and water rights for the District of Kona, Oahu, which is now modern-day Honolulu. This appointment made Emma the first female judge in Hawaiian history, though the historical record does not officially give her that title. Emma held the post for 15 years, presiding over court cases that concerned water use. Kona boasted many natural water sources and was one of the most arable areas on the island. But it was also growing popular with foreign settlers who wanted water rights. Emma settled disputes over the resources and ensured that laws were respected. A few months into her time as a judge, the Hawaiian monarchy was overthrown by an illegal coup against the queen. Government employees like Emma were forced to make a difficult choice: keep their jobs and swear allegiance to the American colonizers, or be forced out of their positions. As a kaukau ali'i, Emma felt loyal to her fellow Hawaiians, and she didn't approve of the new American leadership. But she also felt that keeping her job would at least ensure that someone who respected the land, culture, and people of Hawaii could remain in a place of influence. Unsure of whether the American power grab would be permanent, Emma decided to sign the oath to the provisional government and keep her position. Over the subsequent few decades, Emma watched colonization transform the Hawaii she knew into a vastly different place, as it became first a republic and then a U.S. territory. Hawaiian women who'd had access to positions of power before the coup became disenfranchised. The Hawaiian language was banned in education and public communications, and many traditional cultural and spiritual practices were suppressed. In response to these changes, Emma became an advocate for women's suffrage, eventually co-founding the National Women's Equal Suffrage Association of Hawaii. She also doubled down on her mission to protect her culture through writing. The new territorial government aimed to shepherd tourism to Hawaii and asked Emma to write guides to entice Western travelers to the island's beautiful shores. Instead, she wrote pieces about Hawaiian legends and important mythical figures, giving voice to their rich folkloric culture. Emma didn't bend to ideas of Western superiority or cultural fetishization in her writing. In her 1904 book, Hawaii, Its People, Their Legends, she wrote that influence from foreigners had played havoc with the splendid physique that was the Hawaiians' inheritance. Though she still spoke Hawaiian, Emma published her work exclusively in English, perhaps to directly target and educate non-Hawaiians about the culture she aimed to protect. As she lived through different monarchs and different governments, Emma never faltered in Hawaiian pride. She died on April 27, 1929, when she was 82 years old. In her time, it was said that few women had done as much for the benefit of the Hawaiian people than Emma. She's recognized as an important source and protector of Hawaiian ancestral knowledge. All month, we're talking about maritime madams. For more information, find us on Facebook and Instagram at Womanica Podcast. Special thanks to Liz Kaplan, my favorite sister and co-creator. Talk to you tomorrow.
The Girlfriends is back with a new season, and this time I'm telling you the story of Kelly Harnett. Kelly spent over a decade in prison for a murder she says she didn't commit. As she fought for her freedom, she taught herself the law.
He goes, "Oh God, Harnett, jailhouse lawyer."
And became a beacon of hope for the women locked up alongside her.
You're supposed to have your faith in God, but I had nothing but faith in her.
I think I was put here to save souls by getting people out of prison.
The Girlfriends, Jailhouse Lawyer. Listen on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Every case that is a cold case that has DNA right now in a backlog will be identified in our lifetime.
On the new podcast, America's Crime Lab, every case has a story to tell, and the DNA holds the truth.
He never thought he was going to get caught. And I just looked at my computer screen. I was just like, gotcha.
This technology is already solving so many cases.
Listen to America's Crime Lab on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is an iHeart podcast.